Shalom and welcome to Ivrit, Unit 1, Lesson 3. Do you remember this letter? Maybe now you remember. This letter taught you about Gamal, which is like our word for camel. And you might remember this letter in the staff family. Can you find it? It's right there. And this letter is called a Gimmel. It's like Gamal, but it's Gimmel. And of course, it's like our letter G, our hard G for the G sound. So of course, you know Gamal, and he wants to show you what his name looks like in Hebrew, because he's quite proud of it. And there we have Gamal, that starts with the Gimel. And maybe your name is Gabriel, or you know somebody's name who's Gabriel, and their name looks like this in Hebrew. And it means hero of God. Now, remember Abraham? And we had that little thing with the bait, and it changed to a veit, and it's Avraham. Well, guess what? Gabriel's not Gabriel either. What do you think it is? That's right. That bait changes to a veit, so it's Gavriel. So if your name is Gabriel in Hebrew, just call yourself Gavriel. Hero of God. Gavriel. And looking at the picture, see if you can figure out this name. Judges 6:12 gives you a hint. Gideon. That's right. Gideon starts with a Gimmel. And you're not going to believe this, but Gideon means hacker. Look it up yourself if you don't believe me. And can you figure out this name? That's right. Goliath. And it starts with a Gimel. And if you were in Israel today, you would know this word, guitarra. Guitarra. And it starts with a Gimel. And can you figure out this word in Hebrew? Just by looking at the picture. Okay, let me give you another clue. There's the map. Can you figure it out now? It's Galilee. Okay, it's a northern part of Israel, as you can see right here. It's a beautiful part. Galilee. But in Hebrew, it's Galil. Galil. And we have gorilla. Right there. I knew you could figure that out. It starts with a Gimel. Now, can you find the Gimel? Just pause. There it is. I know this could make you hungry. And find the Gimel. Of course, there's one in the picture. Do you see the one that's written? It's right there. So there you have two Gimels. And, of course, Google. So you know there's two Gimmels here. See if you can find them. You can pause. There's one. And there's the other. Google. Okay, here we are in the desert, maybe the Negev. And we can see here that we have to beware of camels near the roads. We know there's got to be a Gimmel here somewhere. Pause and see if you can find it. You got it? There it is. And there's our Gimmel, just went by. It's a good thing you knew that. You stopped the car. Okay, see if you can find the Gimmel. There it is. And again, find the Gimmel. Pause the video. There it is. It's the Galilee basketball team. And let's see if you can find the Gimmel here. I'll give you a hint, there's two of them. Just pause video. Just look on the red part, just the red letters. And there it is. It's written a little bit differently, but I have a reason I want you to get to know this. We'll see later. That's two Gimmels there together. And you might recognize this great song here, this show, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, here we are in Scriptures. This is the third part of Psalm 119. It's the Gimmel part. And again, what do you notice? Every verse begins with a Gimmel, and this helps you be able to remember the verses if you're learning in Hebrew. Okay, that's part of Hebrew poetry. And now, find your own Gimmel and Proverbs 11:17a. Pause the video. And there it is, the very first one. We actually have the letters like a gamal, but it means something different. And we'll get into that in the next course, just to give you a little bit of a taste. Oh, and don't forget, you also know the aleph there. Do you know any baits? Nah. Okay, let's go to this verse. In Deuteronomy 12:13, pause and see how many Gimmels you can find. Okay, right here, right in the first word. Let's look at the English. You shall hack and destroy the names from that place. And give you a clue that that word is sort of like the name Gideon right here, which you can check on later on. And we have some alephs and baits here in Deuteronomy 12:3. So now you know 3 letters. This is good. Aleph, bait, and Gimmel. And we have another verse here, Genesis 2:8. Pause and see how many Gimmels you can find. There you go. Right there. And don't forget about the alephs and the baits. Okay, let's just read this verse. And planted Lord God garden in Eden east, and he put there the man whom he formed. Okay, so you're just getting an idea through the English of the Hebrew way of saying things. So we noticed that the verb comes first. Lord wasn't planted, the Lord planted. Okay? I'll just be giving you this a little bit often, and you'll get the hang of it. So let's look at this verse. Daniel 8:15. Pause and see how many Gimmels you can find. There's 2 there. Okay? And we read it. And behold, stood in front of me what looked like a man. And you might recognize this sort of looks like Gabriel, because he is like a man or a hero. Oh, and don't forget, we have an aleph and a bait here. Now let's look at Genesis 1:16a. Pause and see how many Gimmels you can find. And there's 2 here. Okay, and made God 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day. And we have 5 alephs here. Now that you've learned what a Gimmel looks like, get a chance to write some yourself. Let's look at the first stroke for the Gimmel. Okay? Okay, notice how we're coming down on a curve. So you want to make sure you get that. Now watch the second stroke. Just a little stroke, little foot there at the end. Okay, but you come down about 3/4 and you go ahead and you put that little foot on there. So now you get to pause and make some of your own Gimmels. And I'll see you later, okay? Now you are really blessed because all you need is the same letter twice. It makes a word. Gog. Don't say gag. It's gog. Okay? And it means roof. Gog. Roof. You just put those two Gimmels together and you got a word. Gog. See right there at the roof of a sukkah. You know what a sukkah is? Okay, I'll tell you later on. There's a roof. And do you see the Gog here? There it is. And now you know. This is Fiddler on the Roof. Gog, roof. Roof. Now, you'll notice that there's no vowel here. I just put two Gimmels together. I got a word in Hebrew. And if we did it in English, it would look like this. Roof. Okay, so it gives you an idea that sometimes when you have two consonants together, you're not going to see a letter that's going to be a vowel. The vowel is embedded in there. And come on, you guys know about this because you all text. See if you can read the English. That's right. I'm on the roof. Please forgive me. Sorry. Thanks. See ya. So now in English, we're used to pronouncing words without all the vowels. And Hebrew's been doing that all along. So on the other side, right here, this is the Hebrew. See if you can recognize where Gog is. Thank you so much. We got the Fiddle on the Roof playing for us. You see the Gog? It's right there. I'm on the roof. Please forgive me. Sorry. Thanks. See you later. Gog. Okay, see if you can find the Gog here. And pause. And there it is. And they went up to the roof of the tower. Judges 9:51. Up. And there is another, what is it called? Gimmel. Good. And see if you can find Gog here. Pause. And there it is. And up went the watchman to the roof. Gog. And there's an aleph here, so you recognize that letter. And this also means a roof. Gog can be roof or a roof. So right there you're looking at the Hebrew equivalent of a roof. Let's put those two Gimmels together. Roof, a roof. Roof, a roof. See, there's no indefinite article in Hebrew. So you have father. So what do you think a father is? That's right, same thing. Av. So father is Av, a father is Av. Now that you've gotten used to being able to read the word Gog for roof, you have an opportunity to write this word yourself. As you write it, you can say it. Okay? So pause the video and write the word for roof, and I'll wait for you and come back. Okay, now let's see if you can say the name of the Hebrew words just by looking at the picture. Okay, you ready? Gabriel, hero of God. Gideon, which means hacker. Some believe that this name means obvious. Do you know what it is? Goliath. And what's this word? Guitarra, or guitar as we say in English. There it is. And it also means a guitar. Don't forget that. So when you see guitarra, it could be a guitar or just guitar. And our nice friendly friend, gorilla. And that's gorilla or a gorilla. There you go. And don't forget Gamal. Gamal. Camel or a camel. Gamal. And, ladies and gentlemen, you have come to the end of lesson 3. Oh, yeah, I know it was a short lesson. Okay. Gideon, Hacker, and what do we have here? That's right. So now you can see very clearly that word Gideon does come from Hacker. You shall hack and destroy the names from that place. Deuteronomy 12:3. How do you like that? So they were hacking thousands of years ago. And, okay, let's look at Galilee, Galil. And you can see that's where the lake is. It's a really big lake. It's beautiful. And that's a close-up, all the way from the satellite. But we don't call it the Sea of Galilee in Hebrew. It's known as the Sea of Kinneret. Okay, so you're asking me, where in the world did they get this Kinneret? Well, what if I told you that this is called Kinnor in Psalm 98:15. And the Sea of Galilee is like a Kinnor, has the same shape. The Sea of Kinneret. Numbers 34:11. It's like our modern day Gidara. And that's the end of lesson 3, Gimel.